Hey, how's it going? I'm Cameron, and here is my video for week one. We just played earlier tonight, but that's okay. I'm just gonna get this done now, and yeah, it just made sense to get it done now, get it out of the way, and work on getting these uploaded tomorrow because I don't remember how to upload to YouTube. So, yeah, if you're enjoying the content, feel free to stick around and watch the rest of the season. If not, that's cool too. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I just put these out to kind of give you guys insight into my thought process in league play because I really enjoy it. I just haven't had time at college. So, alright, here we go. I'm going to lead off with Hoopa. It felt like a good lead. It's Choice Scarf, so it's going to outspeed lots of things. I was kind of suspicious of Scarf, one of these two, Lottie or Infernape. Not really Circuitry. I felt like that would be better set up, but I was going to be wary of it. And a Scarf Circuitry couldn't beat Tangrowth. So, I decided to lead Hoopa. He doesn't have Ghost Resists on his team, so right here, I'm just going to click Shadow Ball turn 1, because no Ghost Resist. I knew it wouldn't kill Leafeon, well, more than likely, but I was willing to take a lot of damage off on it, because by the look of his team, there's two things that can even take a single hit from Kangaskhan, and that's Leafeon and Regirock. So he brings in Regirock, which quite surprised me, and it does 20%, so at that point, I knew he had some special bulk. Probably wasn't fully physically defensive, so I was just going to trap it, get it out of the way. I didn't see lefties, so I figured he could be as well. He could be Shed Shell, but I decided to just do psychic damage. I was carrying rest, so it would have been fine to take damage and rest it off and just wear him down from there. As soon as he exploded here, I knew his Leafeon had to be physically defensive, so I have like a little notepad that I use, that I take down mental notes that I think of so I don't forget them. And right after this turn, I wrote that down, as well as kind of question mark next to Regirock as to what his idea was behind it. Like, was it really that worth killing Gothitelle to sack one of your mons to it, especially one of the mons that it was gonna be trapping anyway. So, if he wants to talk about that, that's fine. I mean, he said it was his plan, which, if that's what you wanted from it, that's fine. But, yeah, and we'll see later on that Leafeon was actually made to counter it. Here, I know Toxapex completely counters it, but I figured that if he showed U-turn here, which would make sense, Toxapex would lose me a ton of momentum, get him in Circuitry. It's not worth saving the little bit of differential and a Gothitelle that does me nothing later on to lose all that momentum. So I just sack it here to gain myself momentum right back, which, as much as that gets him momentum, I feel like that's the wrong play, if you ask me. Because Lottie threatens everything on my team, and Calm Mind. Plus, there's a few things that I'll talk about here. He mentions later that he was thinking I was Trick Scarf, which would mean Lottie would be great because I'd be locked into Psychic. He is either Scarfed or Calm Mind. At this point, I thought he was Scarfed, and that Infernape might not be, because he didn't bring it in right away. But if he were a bulkier set that sets up, my team doesn't deal with that particularly well. So I feel like that would be a better play to come in, set up, and do work. I guess in the team builder, I think I had Thunder Wave on Gothitelle. In the game, it was Sleep Talk. I was messing with the team a little bit after the game. So, heads up, that might be a difference. So, okay, moving on. I think Lottie would have been the better play, but he goes in for an ape, U-turns, showing me that he has U-turn, possibly Scarf, in that situation. But this gives me momentum to, revenge kill him. And this is where he brings in this, which is his idea that nothing takes hits from it, but I have offensive counters to it. So I feel like you turning in that situation and getting yourself into a mon that you're probably going to have to switch out because it's one of your biggest offensive threats is ill-advised. And you see here, he had a plan for if Kangaskhan came in. So I did get my Mega off, but I fake out and it does damage to myself. Let's go back to this turn where I don't skip it. He has Rocky Helmet, so I'm going to be doing lots of damage to myself. If I had spent more time thinking about that turn, I probably should have gone Hoopa instead. It's nice to get the Mega off and the speed, but there's instant speed now, which I can always forget about. I just haven't played enough, I guess. But there's instant speed, so fake out wasn't the best play. There, probably going Hoopa and revenge killing it, but I think at that point I wasn't sure enough that it wasn't Scarf to feel comfortable with that. So I'll hold that damage and move on. I can go into Tangrowth here because he really can't do things to me. He misses the Toxic. That miss sucks. But yeah, that sucks for later in the game. And I have Skarmory, so probably should have gone into that, but it does suck because I get a knockoff here, and him not having me Toxic for that trade is big. So, yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know if it comes into play later, but moving on, it's Pokemon. That's life. No more Rocky Helmet. He gets his wish back, but having the Rocky Helmet gone is great. I can go Skarmory here, avoid getting Toxic as he sets up another wish. I can get out my rocks because he has Lottie as a defogger, but because of how much of an offensive threat it was, I didn't think it would be. This is where Toxic comes into play, I think, because I sub up and he'll Signal Beam, yeah, and it does 46. So if he had Toxic, that would have put lots of pressure on me here, to where if I Earthquaked him, he would have probably lived, if I had to guess, and or he would Signal Beam and this would die, which makes Lottie with T-Bolt, like if his Lottie was running T-Bolt and this died, that would be a huge problem for my team. Like Calm Mind, T-Bolt, Dragon Pulse or something would destroy me at that point. But Tangrowth stays alive, lives to see another day. He switched in. Oh, jeez, I'm the worst. Okay, I'm not editing. I don't care. You guys are gonna have to live with me being the worst ever. So, he switches into this as I Earthquake. Probably could have, I don't know. Nothing would have been better there, I don't think. So, I go into Skarmory. Just don't want to let Circuitry catch these wishes as it comes in. So I Whirlwind. Here, he goes back in. This was a misplay to Whirlwind, but I wanted Skarmory in on this. So I Iron Head, and then I Whirlwind this turn. Which I shouldn't have done, because it brings in Circuitry and gets it a wish. I should have given you the wish and just Iron Headed, but I didn't. The other thing about that situation is instead of Whirlwinding, I probably would have gone Toxapex if I had Toxic Spikes on it, but I had 2 recovers. So I had to Scald Haze or Recover, which none do anything to Leafeon. So I end up going Hoopa here to take a T-Bolt. This was unfortunate, so I decided to just do damage, because if I get damage on this, I can come in with Tangrowth every time, and eventually it's just not going to be able to keep hitting me because of rocks, and set up for more or less a Kangaskhan doing lots of damage, while Skarmory can wall the one thing that beats Kangaskhan. So, yeah. that's the idea there. But he had clicked Signal Beam. I don't know. He says it was a misclick, so I'll take him at his word. I can't see his screen or anything, but it's unfortunate. It's just the way it goes. I guess you have to be more careful clicking. I don't know. It's gonna happen sometimes. So yeah, moving on. This play, I don't agree with. Circuitry did some work to my team. Let me think. I didn't ever see Lottie's last move. So if Lottie's last move was Thunderbolt, I disagree with that play. If it's anything that doesn't hit Skarmory, I totally see where he's coming from, because you can't beat Skarmory without Circuitry with the team you have. Yeah, because the Toxapex Skarmory core will not die. I don't know if this was the right sack when Mamoswine does you actually nothing. See, a lot of his mons at this point beat 2 of the 3 in my core. Circuitry almost beats Tangrowth. That's why I think it's better. So maybe sack Mamo. I'm not quite sure what the right play is there. But I don't think it's sacking Leafeon when it is the only thing that can pass wishes and take on Kangaskhan. Even without Rocky Helmet, it takes it on. So I get to Shadow Ball and kill Leafeon because of the misclick, which is unfortunate. Here, let's see, I don't remember what I did. I switched. Okay, so I thought about that play for a bit. I didn't know whether to scout if he was Scarf or bring out Toxapex, and then after thinking, well, I outsped Circuitry and Shadow Balled it, so since Circuitry has a higher base speed, I'm assuming he knows, I'm assuming he thought that far through it and knows. So if by him bringing it in, that's proving that it's Scarfed. So I'm just gonna go Toxapex here. Hasn't come out all game, even though this thing is fat trash and it's just gonna eat everything. And I have to switch here because, yeah, don't have another move. Tangrowth was not the right play, I don't think. Here, so he shows Calm Mind. I knock off, which is fine. I could have taken any hit. And then I go Hoopa, which I do remember, predicting a recover slash air cover slash another Calm Mind. Right here, I thought about this too. It was a risk to give it +2 with a Choice Scarf, but it was necessary because it keeps it from setting up on my bulky things. It forces it to attack them, and they can take it on even at +2. So I gave it a Choice Scarf as it Shadow Balled. So since it has Shadow Ball, I'm assuming no T-Bolt. Shadow Ball being the best thing to hit Skarmory. It's not nearly as threatening when I have Whirlwinds and Iron Head. So Hoopa dies there to the Latios, and Kangaskhan is now free to come in and kill things. Fake Out. I don't know if Fake Out was the right play. I just didn't want to deal with losing to this after giving it a Scarf. And I have Skarmory to switch in. So it's fine. It all works out. Yeah, Skarmory eats that up. And right here, I believe I Iron Head, and it doesn't quite kill. I get flinched a couple times. I'm gonna skip that, and I Roost. I roosted thinking I wanted to save this at the end of this interaction, but after making this play a couple times, I realized, well, if this is in and healthy, that gives Circuitry a free switch, which means I have to switch Tangrowth in, and Tangrowth is not at enough HP. Oh, I don't know. Does Showdown count Regenerator in that number? If it doesn't, then it can take on Circuitry, but it's not worth the risk of confusion with Signal Beam or anything like that. So I figure I'll just sack Skarmory here, get off Iron Head damage, and guarantee winning in the late game. So Mamo goes down, I sack Skarmory, I go Kangaskhan and click return, so Kangaskhan gets its kill. I Sucker Punch the Lottie, and this is where it's big, because I know he's gonna go for an attack here, so I can Sucker Punch it. I live the Psychic, I can Sucker Punch again and get another kill, and here there's no reason to sack Kangaskhan when Toxapex takes on literally any set of Infernape. I don't know if it even learns a move that can do more than like 30% to Toxapex, which is sad, but true. So Toxapex is just going to clean with Scald here, and that's your game. Good games to Hayden and his flamethrowers. We are now 1-0 going into the season. +3 differential's pretty solid. I didn't think I was going to be getting 6-0s with this team, mostly because Gothitel's going to trade a lot, but trades in my favor to get Kangaskhan, or really to get my 4 big offensive threats, the holes that I want to find for them, which are Kangaskhan, Hoopa, Emboar, and Noivern. If I'm not mistaken, I think those were the main ones. Anyway, or even my bulky monster set up, like a Comfy Sweep or something. So, anyway, that's the battle, 40 turns. Expect most of my games to be a little longer. I picked a little bulkier this year, because I feel like Mega Kangaskhan plus Trapper plus Fat is really dumb. I'm basically running the broken stall that was running with Gothitelle, plus Mega Kangaskhan. So, that's the way it goes, I guess. Yeah. Hope y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you later. Bye.